Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I am your host, Murph. What is going on, peeps? I thought things were going to get a little better, and it's still kind of, not all that great. I'm behind. I'm running behind. I'm working a lot. We had a lot of jobs we had to get done before Troy left. Troy is in Colorado, so he's on vacation with his family, and he's got a little bit of a reprieve from me, not beating him in the Beach Boys, our weekly match in games that we play. So he gets to rest a little. He did not take his golf clubs, so this should be interesting. He did not take his golf clubs with him, so he's not going to be practicing or anything, and I'm still going to be playing. So hopefully I'm just going to keep my game is going to keep getting better. It's been a little shabby here lately. It's not been very good, but anyhow, Shep's still around, so I took a little money from him today, so we'll talk about that in a minute. But I hope everybody's doing good. Like I said, it's been a couple of weeks. There's been a few tournaments. We're going to go through all of them and get the results of those. I apologize. It's just we were trying to get all this work done before Troy left, so I had no time whatsoever. So now we got a little bit of reprieve. We got some work to do this week, and then we'll be done until Troy comes back. But anyhow, Fia. Joe P is still the champion. I know last week they did not play C-Dub. Chris had to work a farm show out at the Kualoa Ranch. So the guys did not play, and I was busy, and so I wasn't able to play, and so there was no Fia. They did play yesterday, and I believe Joe P held on to the belt. Now, I got to tell you, we got some new players in the Fia, and they got game. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know if Joe's going to be able to hold on to this belt. We got some new players, Shannon Tanoy, Mark Takahama, and Damian Jamila. They all joined the group, and they actually joined Moana Golf Club. So all three of them are good players, and so we'll see if Joe can hold on to the belt with those guys in this group. So anyhow, Hawaii State Golf Association, we had the OCC Invitational this past weekend, and I was lucky enough to get in. I was on a wait list because I was under the impression that the tournament was in August, and Joe P had told me when we played like last Friday or a couple of Fridays ago that no, it was next week or whatever. So I was able to get an application in, a registration in, and lucky enough that there was a couple of people that canceled, I believe because of COVID or something. But anyhow, they canceled, and that was able to get me in to play. So I didn't play great, but I didn't play bad. I shot 78 both days. In the senior division, it was a 2-day, 36 rounds. But if you made the cut, if you were in the top 30 of all the flights, because they had a champ flight, they had senior flight, super senior flight, and if I think there might have been a mid-am flight. If you made the top 30 cut in any of those flights, but it was top 30 overall, then you got to play Saturday. And unfortunately, I did not make the top 30. I missed it. I thought by one when I left, but obviously there was not some scores in. And when I checked online later, I missed it by five strokes. And that was all my fault. I mean, the first day I had 3 putts. And then the second day I triple bogeyed a hole, which, you can't do that in these tournaments and make cuts. So I shot 78, missed the cut by 5. But I did finish. They had in the senior division, they had a gross division and a net division. So Jonathan Oda, great player, great guy. He won the senior division, and I was lucky enough to eke out a second place in the net division. So I ended up getting a $200 gift card for my finish. So even though I didn't get to play the weekend in the top 30, I did. I almost got my entry fee back. So that was good. Next up for the Hawaii State Golf Association, we have the Army Invitational, which is August 4th. And it's going to be pretty cool because Troy and Shep are going to both play that tournament. And it will only be, I think it's only Troy's second official tournament that he played. I know he played the 4-ball tournament with Sam last year. I don't believe they played it this year, but so it'll be, I'm glad they're playing in it. If anything, for the experience of it. You got to experience it and have some competition, tournament competition play to get better, actually. So that's August 4th at Leilahua Golf Course. Beach Boys. We played Hawaii Prince today. I shot 79. I won a little bit of money from Shep and also from the club, but it was nice finally ending Shep's 3-week winning streak against me. He's won the last 3 weeks against me. I think he won $5 the first week, 10 and 10 the next two. So I'm glad that's over. I don't have to listen to him anymore. He's been talking garbage the whole time. So hopefully this ends it. No more. I don't have to worry about him. Next week we play Hawaii Kai. Not my favorite course. One of the reasons being that it's not my favorite course is in the past year, it's not been in very good shape. Now, Rob had played it and had told me, oh, it's in good shape now. Well, he's not here. Rob and Angela from the Beach Boys, they are on vacation. So I think somebody told me today that they were in Nepal. I know they went to Thailand and then they went to Nepal. So they're just kind of going around. They didn't have anything planned out. So they're just traveling around. I don't believe they're playing golf while they're over there either. So, but another reason why it's not my favorite course is it is a long drive from my house. Now, when I say long, granted, this island's not very big. It's probably, with traffic, however, in the morning, our tee time is at 8:30 a.m. That means I'll have to leave my house by like 5:30. There's been a couple of times when it has taken me 2 hours to get to Hawaii Kai from Eva Beach. The traffic was horrendous. Now, it'll be a little bit better now because school's not in, so there's not that much traffic. It's still traffic, but it's not as much as what it normally is. So I may not have to leave at 5:30. I may get away with leaving at 6 or 6:30 at the latest, but we'll see what happens. I'm definitely going to go, though. We only had 6 players today. That was another thing. I don't know why some of the guys didn't play. I know Rob and Angela are out of town, but Hawaii Prince is a good course, and I don't know why they didn't play, but we only had 6 members, and we had 5 guests. So we had a total of 11 players, so it was nice. I mean, the long and short par 3, this is what's funny. The long and short par 3, we pay $5 or, well, $10 for both of them each week. And if you score the lowest on the short par 3 or the long par 3, and you have the lowest score, you win the money, whatever's in the pot. If nobody wins it, it gets carried over to the next week. So Chemo was in Bali, and he just recently came back. And so in order to get in the short and long par 3, he would have to have paid, I want to say, like either $20, $40 total for both of them or something like that. So he didn't want to catch up. So he chips in for birdie on the short par 3, and he was the only one with a par on the long par 3. And he lost out on like $400 total. There was 300 and something in the short par 3 and 100 in the long par 3. So if he would have just spent $40, he would have won 400. But he didn't do that. So now it carries over to next week at Hawaii Kai, and we'll see how many players we have there. Hopefully we're not going to have very many. I know Chemo won't be there because he's got to go to the mainland. But we'll see what happens next week at Hawaii Kai. Let's get into some PGA news. But before that, let's take a short break. Okay, welcome back, everybody. PGA news. We've had quite a few tournaments since the last time we talked. John Deere Classic June 30th through July 3rd. The winner of that tournament was JT Poston. He shot a 21 under, and he went wire to wire, meaning he won from the Thursday, the first round, to the final round. That's wire to wire. When you win, you're the leader of the entire tournament. And he's only the third player to win wire to wire at this tournament. So that was pretty impressive. It was his second PGA Tour win, and it also qualified him to play in the Open over at St. Andrews. He won by 3 shots over Christian Bezuidenhout and Emiliano Grillo. The next 2 tournaments that occurred, they were on the same weekend. You had the Barbasol Championship and the Genesis Scottish Open, July 7th through the 10th. The Barbasol was held at Keene Trace Golf Course in Kentucky. Trey Mullinax was your winner, and he shot 25 under, edging out Kevin Streelman by 1 shot. So congrats to Trey on his win at the Barbasol. Over in Scotland at the Renaissance Club, Xander Schauffele shot 7 under to edge out Kurt Kitayama by 1 shot and win the Scottish Open. This was Xander's 4th win in the last 12 months, and that's following him being winless for more than 2 years. So congrats to Xander on his win over there in Scotland. And obviously, he's going to stay right there because he's going to be playing the Open. And then this past weekend, you had 2 more tournaments going on. You had the Barracuda Championship at Tahoe Mountain Club. And, of course, you had the Open Championship over at St. Andrews Links in Scotland. In the Barracuda Championship, this is the only tournament played on tour using the modified Stableford scoring system. Now, the Stableford scoring system is where you get points for making like pars, birdies, eagles, and then you lose points for like bogeys or double bogeys, etc. In this event, a double eagle would get you 8 points. An eagle, 5 points. Birdies were 2 points. Pars were 0 points. If you made a bogey, it was -1 point. And if you had a double bogey or anything worse than a double bogey, you got 3 points subtracted from your score. So in a regular tournament where you are trying to shoot the lowest score, in this tournament, you're trying to have the most points. So Ches Reavie was your winner, and he scored 43 points to win by 1 over Alex Noren. And this was Ches's 3rd tour title. The Open Championship in Scotland was at the famed St. Andrews Links. Cameron Smith shot 20 under to edge out Cameron Young by 1 shot and Rory McIlroy by 2 shots. This was Cameron's 6th career win, and with this win, he moved up to 2nd in the FedEx Cup points. That's going to be important because the FedEx Cup points, there's only a few tournaments left before the end of the regular season. Obviously, there was a lot of talk about Tiger Woods and his possible winning, since it would be his probably last time he plays this tournament at St. Andrews. Obviously, this tournament moves around. It's not always at St. Andrews. And so he did his famous walk over the bridge, stopped, took pictures there. Everybody took pictures. He took pictures with Jack Nicklaus on the bridge. So it was kind of like maybe his farewell tournament at that location. Listen, I'm not a Tiger hater. I like Tiger a lot. I know I give some of my friends some crap about him. And the only reason I do that is because some of these guys, listen, Tiger is not the Tiger of old. He shot 78, 75 and missed the cut by 9 shots in this tournament. And they were talking about him possibly winning it, being his, final farewell. And so we were sitting in the clubhouse at Royal Kinnear last week talking about the Open and what was going on. And Tiger was on TV. And then so there were a few of the guys, Tiger's going to win. I'll tell you what, Tiger's not going to make the cut. And I will bet anybody in here, $20 a person, Tiger does not make the cut. 3 of them jump right on it. Okay, I'll bet you he's making the cut. And obviously he did not make the cut. So I ended up winning $60. But it's not that I don't like Tiger. I love Tiger. He did a lot for the game of golf. He's a great player. He's not the GOAT, in my opinion. And that's your opinion. You can have that opinion. Some people think he is. In my book, Jack Nicklaus is the GOAT. Tiger changed. I don't want to know. He changed the game of golf in the present day. Courses got longer, not only because of him, but other players also. You got guys bombing the ball out there. Rory can drive the ball as far as anyone on tour. But you got to realize he's not the Tiger of old. And a lot of people think that he still is, and he's not. He's just not. He's had too many injuries. He's dealt with a lot of stuff. He's not that same guy. He is a great player. He's one of the, and obviously, in my opinion, number 2. Jack Nicklaus is number 1. Tiger's number 2 in my book. But that's just my opinion, and nobody has to agree with it. Next up on the PGA Tour, you got the 3M Open at TPC Twin Cities in Minnesota. Cameron Champ is your defending champion. I didn't see any power rankings for this tournament, so we'll see what happens. There's only 3 regular season events left for the FedEx Cup points, so each tournament is important to get these points. As it stands now, the top 10 in the FedEx Cup points standings is number 1, Scotty Scheffler. Number 2, Cameron Smith. Number 3, Sam Burns. Number 4, Xander Schauffele. Number 5, Rory McIlroy. Number 6, Patrick Cantlay. Number 7, Justin Thomas. Number 8, Hideki Matsuyama. Number 9, Will Zalatoris. And number 10, Matt Fitzpatrick. So, like I said, with only 3 events left in the regular season, they got to get these FedEx Cup points, and that will put them in a position to play in those final tournaments, like the BMW, the Tour Championship, and I can't remember the other one. But they need to do well in these tournaments and earn them FedEx Cup points. Korn Ferry. Let's talk about Korn Ferry, but before we do, let's take another short break. After releasing a song every single week last year, Corey Gossett is dropping an album that sums up everything you may have missed. Boy Meets World is available on February 4th. Until then, go listen to the new album from C Money Baby, Don't Forget the Baby, which includes features from Ohio's best upcoming artists Doobie and Yellow Pain. In 2022, Smart Boy Studios is leveling up their merch game. The new store, shop.smartboystudios.com, has some new products and designs. They will be dropping new designs and items every season this year. Follow at Smart Boy Studios on social media to participate in monthly merch giveaways and visit the website to get your merch now. As always, head to www.smartboystudios.com to stay up to date on new music, new videos, new merch, and any upcoming events. All right, welcome back, everybody. Smart Boy Studios, go check out their stuff. He has dropped some new merch, and it's selling pretty good. He's got sandals, sliders. They look pretty nice. He's got all kinds of stuff, board shorts, everything. So go check them out, and also check out the new music. They've got a couple of his artists has put out some new music. So go check that out. They're really good. All right, Korn Ferry Tour and our Brent Grant watch. June 23rd through the 26th, you had the Live and Work Maine Open in Falmouth, Maine. When I first saw that in Falmouth, Maine, I had an aunt and uncle that lived in Falmouth, Massachusetts. So I went up and stayed the summer with them one year. And my uncle was an oceanographer at Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. And I'll tell you what, I love that place up there. I don't know if I'd like it in the wintertime, but in the summertime, it was great. I got to go to work with him and go in the subs and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. Anyhow, I thought that was when I first saw that Falmouth, and then I was like, oh, it's Maine, not Massachusetts. But anyhow, in the Live and Work Maine Open, Pearson Coody shot 20 under to win by 5 shots over Jacob Bergeron. Brent Grant was in this tournament. He shot 73, 74, and missed the cut. We'll get him next time, Brent. We'll get him next time. Don't stress too much. We're still doing good. Next up was the Ascendant presented by Blue. That was June 30th through July 3rd. Your winner in that tournament, shooting 17 under, was Zhencheng Du, edging out Carl Yan by 1 shot. Brent also played in this tournament. He shot 71-73, and he missed the cut there also. The next tournament, July 14th through the 17th, this past weekend. It was the Memorial Health Championship presented by LRS. Paul Haley, the second, shot 27 under to win by 3 shots over Austin Eckroat. Brent was in the field for this tournament. He shot 16 under with rounds of 69, 65, 68, and 66 to finish tied for 26th. Great, well, not great, but good tournament, Brent. Good one. A top 20 finish is good. Top 26. But it's still good. It's maintaining that level you need to be at to finish to get your card this year. Next up is the Price Cutter Charity Championship presented by Dr. Pepper, and that's going to be held at Highland Springs Country Club in Springfield, Missouri. Dylan Wu was last year's champ, and it doesn't look like he's in the field this year, so we'll end up having a new champion. Brent Grant is in the field. There's no tee time set. They usually set the tee times for the week before, and the Golf Channel is broadcasting these tournaments, so if you want to check those guys out on the Korn Ferry Tour, go check them out and keep your eye out for Brent. Root for Brent Grant. We're hoping our local boy can get his card this year. He's currently ranked at 19th in the top 25 for his tour card next year. With there's only 5 more tournaments left before the Korn Ferry Tour Championship, and we got to get Brent to make these cuts and finish the tournaments in a good place so he can maintain that ranking in the top 25. So good luck, Brent. We are all pulling for you back here, brother. We want you to do well, to get your card, and to make one of your dreams come true, and that's playing on the PGA Tour. So good luck with that. If you guys have any questions or comments, I will tell you this. I put a poll on I put a poll on the Anchor website. Go check it out, and not a poll, but a question. And leave me a comment on what you think about it. And what I asked was, what do you think about the live golf league? I'm not even going to call it a tour. The Live Golf League. I wanted to get your guys' opinion on it. I said, I told you guys I'm not going to report on it, but it's kind of hard when it's intertwining with the PGA Tour. I did see a lot of changes that the PGA Tour talked about doing. They're talking about having, I want to say, it's either 4 or 5 events, and the purse is going to be $20 million. So they are trying to make it better for the PGA Tour players, where they're, trying to make a little bit more money. And they've reworked some deals where the media deals or something. I read something where they're giving like 51% of the media money to the players. So they are trying to do things to combat this Live Tour. And the Open this year was co-sanctioned by the PGA Tour. This is the first time that event has been co-sanctioned by the PGA Tour. And so I know there was a couple of Live golfers that there was an injunction made by a judge where it allowed them to play, but like Ian Poulter was one of them. He missed the cut. So I made my feelings known on the Live Golf. I have no desire to watch it. I really don't want to report on it, but I can't. You can't help it. If you're talking PGA Tour golf, Live Golf is going to come up in there somewhere as far as what's going on with it and who's leaving and who's staying. And I don't know. I just, like I said, personally, my opinion, I don't have any desire to watch it. I don't really care about it. The only thing I cared about was I didn't like that the players were, saying things that weren't true. Just be honest. You're going over there to play to win money. I mean, that's what you're doing on the PGA Tour, too. Don't get me wrong. You're trying to win a tournament, but it's more on the PGA Tour. You're trying to make history. You're trying to leave a legacy. Live Golf, you're trying to make money. That's it, period. You're not leaving a legacy. You're not making history. You're not promoting the game of golf. These guys talking about, oh, I didn't want to play as much. You only have to play 15 times on tour. Don't play as much. I just don't, loyalty to me is something that, that I would stand for. They're only in the position that they're in because of the PGA Tour. If they had not played on the PGA Tour and done as well on the PGA Tour, they would not be where they're at. But they don't care about that. All they care about is the money. So just be honest and say that's what it's about. I want to go win money. I want to win the money. Talking about, I get to spend more time with my family and I don't have to play as many tournaments and da-da-da-da. Okay, well, I believe next year that Live Golf League is going to have like 14 more tournaments. So how is that playing any less than what you played on the PGA Tour? I just don't get it. So go to the site and leave me a comment, leave me a message about what you think about Live Golf, or shoot me an email, murphsplace808@gmail.com. Shoot me an email and let me know what you think about it. If you have any comments, questions, topics you want to discuss, please shoot me an email and we'll do that. If you want to support the podcast, there's a spot for that. You can click on that and support the podcast. I appreciate those that do. Thank you guys for listening. I know that, like I said, it's been kind of rough here and there, not getting very many podcasts out. It's just been, I was sick with COVID for a little bit, and it's been rough with the work stuff going on. So just bear with me. I promise you I will get back on a regular interval of getting the shows out, so you guys aren't like wondering, oh, is he going to have a show? When's he going to have a show? It's not on. I know I told you guys I try to have them out every Tuesday, and I'm going to try to get back to that. And maybe we'll have a new international champion. The belt, I can see the belt sitting over there on the chair. We are going back to Thailand September 13th through the 27th for our international tournament, Shep, Troy, and I, and we'll see what happens. I've got the jacket. I've got the belt. We will have, instead of 7 rounds this time, we're only going to play 5 rounds, and we'll see who, and 3 of those rounds, each player gets to pick whatever game they want to play. And obviously it'll be the point system again. If you win, you get 5 points. Second place gets 3. Third place gets 1. And whoever has the most points at the end of the 5-round tournament wins the belt, wins the jacket. So hopefully those will be coming home for me. We'll talk more about that. I'll get Troy and Shep on here, and obviously we'll go back and forth about it and banter about who's going to come out the winner. And anyhow, we'll see what happens. But anyhow, you guys stay safe. Thank you guys. I really appreciate your support and you listening to the podcast. If you guys are playing golf, hit them straight, hit them long, but don't hit them very often. Aloha, everybody.